I'm not certain that Sirius is what I want.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the questions we need answering in Bridgerton's next season. There will be spoilers ahead for the Bridgerton books.
It is Lady Whistledown!
Number 10. Who will it be about?
Mr. Bridgerton.
Benedict.
It still hasn't been confirmed which Bridgerton sibling the fourth season's going to be about.
I've been thinking about your offer.
And?
It felt like we knew immediately after seasons 1 and 2 who was going to be the next sibling in the spotlight, but for season 4, new showrunner Jess Brownell is keeping her cards close to her chest. However, currently, all clues point to Benedict, whose book was skipped so that we could get to Colin and Penelope sooner.
It feels right now that the next thing I might learn may change me entirely.
Hopefully the most overlooked Bridgerton soon gets his due, and there were a few hints in the show. He tells Eloise he'll be at next season's masquerade, which book readers will know is where his story begins.
Do you think Mamma would ever let me miss her masquerade ball?
I suppose not. I will be there, hiding out behind a mask.
Number 9. What's going on with Francesca?
It is difficult, sometimes, to hear my own voice amidst the noise of this house.
To say there has been a lot of debate around Francesca would be an understatement. Many fans speculated during Season 3 Part 1 that Francesca was neurodivergent and potentially on the autism spectrum. Of course, they didn't have words for that during the Regency, but she struck a chord with viewers.
For the longest time, I thought that is what love must be like for everyone. Surprising, forceful, quick. But you have shown me that there is another way.
However, Part 2 showed her visibly disappointed when she kissed John at their wedding, and then forget her own name when introduced to Michaela, John's gender-flipped cousin and her main love interest.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce
Michaela Sterling.
We're going to have to wait for more episodes to see whether she's bi like Benedict, or whether the show is representing compulsory heterosexuality.
And you must be?
I am... Well, I'm... Francesca. Bridgerton. Kilmartin.
Number 8. What will Eloise do in Scotland?
I've spent nearly all of my life in either Mayfair or at Aubrey Hall. If I'm going to attempt to make change in the world, certainly I shall need to see some of it first.
In the books, Eloise disappears to see if she wants to marry Sir Philip Crane only shortly after Colin and Penelope get married. In fact, she's corresponding with him in secret throughout their courtship, but in the show, she's now journeyed to Scotland along with the Sterlings.
And what request is that?
Let me accompany you to Scotland. Mamma will love the idea of me keeping an eye on you, but in truth, I simply wish to live for a little while.
We can't wait to hear what she does while she's there, and how much she learns about herself and the world. Maybe she'll fall in love once again, meaning she'll be more equipped to know what she wants in a husband when her book rolls around.
As long as you stay in your wing of the castle.
You will be living in a proper castle.
But this is also a good plot point because it keeps Francesca connected to her family, as opposed to how rarely she's seen in the books. Number 7. What will happen to John?
That must be at least a fortnight's ride away.
Oh, it is why I so enjoy staying there. The distance creates a true sense of peace.
Even if you haven't read the books, you've likely become aware through fandom discourse that John is destined to die young and tragically. He passes away from a brain aneurysm at the beginning of When He Was Wicked, and Francesca goes into mourning for 4 years, while Michael, who inherits the earldom, disappears to India.
A toast, if I may, to my beautiful wife.
Since the show has already shown us John and Francesca's entire relationship, we're definitely going to see the scene play out in the show, but we don't know when.
I have not the words to express my adoration. A fact for which I am sure you must be grateful, as I know you are loath to be made the center of attention.
It's supposed to happen 2 years into their marriage, but the timeline is different in the books and show, so we could see this as soon as Season 4. Number 6. Will Anthony return from India? As everyone knows, in the books, the Sheffields aren't from India at all, but Kate Sharma is, and at the end of Season 3, Anthony and Kate agreed that they were going to make the long journey to South Asia so that their first child could be born there.
I cannot imagine how charming our town in India is. It has been so long since I have ridden there.
I should like to see it.
This seems to be setting up a trend that the previous season's couple will be on hand to offer advice to the newcomers, meaning we're going to be seeing Colin and Penelope offering pearls of wisdom to the incoming Bridgertons.
In fact, I should like to see it soon. Before our child come.
Now.
But the fan base would sorely miss Kate and Anthony if they do end up staying in India indefinitely.
Our child will always be a Bridgerton. But I should like them to know that they are a Sharma as well.
Hopefully they return to England, or we follow them and their family in India. Number 5. Will Violet remarry?
You will have my support in Francesca's absence. And also my brother's, if you wish it.
We do not have to discuss that.
Queen Charlotte gave us a subplot about Violet realizing that she thinks it's time to move on from Edmund and open herself up to a new connection. As such, Lady Danbury's brother, Marcus, returned to London, just in time to charm Violet.
It was a beautiful ceremony.
I thought so.
Second only to the beauty of its hostess.
You flatter me.
Though Lady D is briefly an obstacle because of things that happened between her and her brother in the past, they resolve things, and Violet and Marcus seem to agree to give things a shot. Only time will tell whether this continues into Season 4, but we hope so. Albeit without taking too much attention away from the main couple. Maybe they'll get their own inter-season spin-off.
I do believe my affairs are very nearly coming together as well.
Number 4. How do you solve a problem like Marina? Along with John's looming death, the other elephant in the room is Lady Crane, aka Marina Thompson.
Colin.
Marina. Miss Thompson. Lady Crane. I'm so pleased to see you.
In the books, we hear nothing of Marina at all until to Sir Philip with love, when it's revealed she's Eloise's cousin and has taken her own life. Eloise ultimately marries Sir Philip and adopts he and Marina's twins, Oliver and Amanda, as her own.
Oh, this is Oliver. Amanda is sleeping.
But we have no idea how this is going to play out, since it seems increasingly unlikely that Ruby Barker, who played Marina, will return to the show, having had an unpleasant time while shooting.
Everything is well with Sir Philip, then, I take it?
I suppose you can ask him yourself. My lord?
It would be a shame if Marina dies completely off-screen, and we certainly don't envy the writers for having to write themselves out of this corner.
What I need is to face up to my life and make my own practical decisions.
So you choose to be unhappy?
We are not all guaranteed a fairy tale ending.
Number 3. Will there be a new Lady Whistledown?
Hello, all. Or should I say, dearest gentle readers?
In the books, Penelope hangs up the mantle of Lady Whistledown completely after her identity is revealed, and she begins writing semi-autobiographical novels under her own name.
I wrote about all of you because I was captivated by you. Living your lives so out in the open.
But in the show, she's announced that she's going to continue writing the gossip column. She just isn't going to do it anonymously anymore.
All of us talk. We gossip. Gossip is information. It forges bonds.
But how will they maintain the intrigue of Whistledown if everyone knows who she is? By bringing in a new rival column, of course.
If she affords me the chance to continue, I mean to aim my quill more responsibly.
We would love to see a new columnist trying to take Penelope's crown, especially when we're sure that Pen will find it harder to work out which rumors are true when everybody is wary of her. Number 2. Will we meet Sophie? If Season 4 is Benedict's season after all, then of course we'll meet Sophie Beckett, his love interest. But if it isn't, and instead the show favors Eloise or Francesca, it's still likely that we're going to meet Sophie regardless.
What happened between the three of us? What has happened ever since I met you? It has made me realize how good it feels to be free.
Again, this is because Benedict has already referenced the masquerade, which is where they meet.
You've opened my world. And I'm not ready to close it again, just now.
But in the books, Sophie is then kicked out of the household of her stepmother and makes her own way as a servant for years, with Benedict being unable to forget her. So there's every chance we'll still meet Sophie at the beginning of Season 4 and may not see her again until a later season, even if we're to follow a different sibling.
I will miss you.
Only until next year.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. What happens to Cressida? Who knew that Season 3's breakout star would be Cressida Cowper, who's thus far been a villainous caricature mean girl?
Cressida. Good morning. I trust you had a happy wedding night?
Season 3 managed to humanize Cressida, perhaps too much, because we all felt awful to see her sent away to Wales to live with her horrible Aunt Joanna.
I forgot what a truly terrible woman she is.
I'm not going anywhere with her.
We certainly hope that this isn't the last we see of Cressida, and that she finds a husband and gets a redemption arc.
I am under lock and key until my aunt arrives to steal me to the countryside.
Like Violet, she's another contender for a potential spin-off miniseries, covering what happens to her in the off-season when she's away, and whether she finally snares a nice husband who can bring out the best in her. Let us know in the comments what you want to see happen in Bridgerton Season 4.
Every sort of detail John has spoken about me is a lie. The truth is power.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.